Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of Crusader Kings II. This is the Succession game. In the previous episode, we spent most of our time just doing admin work, sorting out our council, bringing in new commanders. Haven't done anything with vassals just yet. I want to wait until we're of age before we do that. Otherwise, we're going to have factions and things like that rising against us. We also completely switched out our retinue, so the retinue should now hit harder than it did previously, and actually looking at some of these factions, yeah, we're going to need them. So, let's just go ahead and I'll pause this. You've joined the court. Did I make somebody a commander that I did not mean to make a commander? That's possible. Nope. I think we're going to get rid of Batolva and bring you in as a commander instead. So we've got everyone above level 15 at the very least. The King of Estonia can stay. We will, however, put Refir, Dan, and Dan in charge. And we'll also go ahead and auto-balance. Although, do any of these guys have particular skills? So far, that's a no. You're a trickster, but that's the only thing. Okay. Experimentality means that they'll use tactics more randomly, which is actually kind of a bad one. Arranged betrothal has been received from you. You want to marry my mother off. No. I say no. You also want to marry my mother. No. High Copping needs a new building, which can be a castle town. We'll get at least the minimum, which is going to be castle towns for the baronies, and then we're going to start hunting after, going after this guy. Which one was it? It was Vestergautland. Yeah, this. From Svanhilda. Not going to be easy, though. Not going to be easy, and the people in my realm are definitely not going to enjoy me doing that. We are, however, making a decent amount of money, even though we are paying a small fortune in terms of reinforcement costs. I wonder, how can I see how much I'm spending right now? Not sure. What's your maximum supposed to be? Oh, there we go. 3,200 to 4,600, 40 soldiers a month. So it is going to take a time to build up. All of that's done. I'm going to say no to all of that. And no. Factions. Yeah, see, we are growing a little bit larger than they are. And also, we should be having soldiers returning. Are there any laws that we can pass? I don't think so, because we're not of age. Wow, they really want to marry her, don't they? More of Scandinavia needs an education, so more could really do anything, frankly. You can learn struggle. And the King of Denmark likes me more. Regency has ended. Finished education diplomacy, find that I have some talent in it. We are a charismatic negotiator, which is pretty good. And Princess Mordred thinks I should be less quick to question the words of the priests. That's my aunt. So, what are we? We're cynical and we're brawny, which is... it's okay. So we could lose curious and gain patient. Or we could gain shrewd. You know what? No. We're going to say we're too clever for her. So we're shrewd and we're brawny. That's actually a very good combination. I like this. I like that a lot. Alright, so we need to focus. What should our initial focus be? I think early on, either rulership or carousing. Carousing is good because it will allow us to build a rapport with our vassals. which will make them far less likely to go after us. We could also go into war or hunting. War would be good because of personal combat in case somebody tries to duel us. It would also make us able to raise just more troops. Or rulership, which would allow us to earn more money so we could bring in more income. I don't think rulership's the way to go because trading is not my strong suit right now. I think I'm going to leave the diplomacy where it is and we're going to go on a war footing. We also need an ambition, which right now is probably to groom an heir. And we need a childhood focus for Mordred Mordredson. Mordred Mordredson is a steward or intrigue. I never like training kids in intrigue, so we're going to make you a steward. We could commission a runestone. Let's go ahead and do that. Decided to commission a runestone and raise a grand... Sorry. You have decided to commission and raise grand runestone for generations to gaze upon. What should be carved into it? It shall stand in memory of Mordred, my departed father, because apparently I can't do one for Midge, my grandfather. And then we could also hold a great blot. That is a way of improving vassals' opinion of you. We do have some prisoners. None of... Oh no, we have a couple who would be ransomed. Ransom. And you're already considering an offer from somebody. In fact, just press that button. Alright, let's hold a great blot. Let's do it. You've sent out the summons to all of your vassals to the blot. Those that have been baptized or profess to follow the teachings of the prophet will have to offer gold or be exempted from this magnificent feast. I can hardly wait. The guests have arrived and the time's come for the blot to begin. You gather outside the temple and start offering animals as sacrifices to the gods. While the meat is being prepared for the feast, that is to follow, the blood is sprinkled on the statues of Odin, Thor and the other gods, as well as the worshippers themselves. Now for the hangman sacrifice. You've paid the ransom. Are you going to be able to pay for this ransom in time? Probably you could. Viviana is brought up from the dungeon and escorted to the temple. Where's your blessed virgin now, Viviana? And Dag. And Anuth, whatever her name was. You're paying. Good. And we've got a peasant revolt. In Urus, even. Pelagia, where's your blessed thingy? Where is the... No, seriously, where are you? Oh, you're down there. Well, this is an opportunity to test the army out. With the sacrifice over, the feast at the end of the block can now begin. The meat of the animals is sacrificed has already been prepared, and then plenty of mead to go around. Nord mead, naturally. The other thing is, I might try to marry the mother off to Minework, the Hunter of Saxony. You're already married. Detlef isn't, though. Only Scandinavian courtiers. Why can't I arrange marriage for you? You're conversing with another guest when loud screams of passion interrupt. In one corner of the room, in full view of everyone, Jedvard is engaged. That's nice. Argonauts are probably too far away. Maybe not. Oh, you know what we could have done? I'm an idiot. I could have sailed. We're Vikings, we don't walk. The feast is over and with it the lot. It will be at least 9 years until we can hold the next one, but your vassals return home. Most seem to agree the ceremony was well worth the trip. I've invited people in my court to part in war games, which we will practice defending our land from invading enemies. We'll use wooden models to represent the invading armies, and I shall have to use clever tactics to defeat my opponent. This will be fun. Time to become a strategist. Embark the army, sail over here, and we'll just walk from there. As we assign tasks for the war game, we decide Karl will defend with me, whilst Sigtryg will be leading the invasion forces. May the best warlord win. In memory of Mordred. From Mordred, in memory of Mordred. Let's just pretend this is Midgeman. The runestone commissioned has been finished and raised on the spot you chose for it. You examine the ruins. This stone was raised by Mordred in memory of Midgeman, his grandfather and Zatalia's son. He was a caring father and husband and lived a good life. Ever will stand this memorial. It's perfect. At the beginning of the war games, your enemy decides to do a strong frontal assault towards your centre flank. So we're going to slowly withdraw the forces in the centre. Siegfried tries to hold his line with our troops withdraw from the central flank. Cost suggests we strengthen side flanks with our idle troops. We are going to use our centre troops as a reserve for now pressured sides. Prepare a large push from our left flank with support from the centre. No, use the centre troops as a reserve for the now pressured side flanks. As we keep the troops in the centre mostly unused, the enemy manages to weaken the sides. Slowly but steadily, we are defeated. Oh. GG. Oh, we have another building we could be doing. Ostarias. Get Castle Town. Always start with Castle Towns, especially in the feudal age. Otherwise, you can't pay for anything else, although we have tons of cash, so that seems like slightly less of a concern. And Tyra, need education. You are 100% learning to fight. Alright, let's attack. Let's see how we do here. So we have 64 heavy cavalry, 239 light, 1,795 heavies, 376 archers, 400 pikes, and 600 lights. And we are trouncing them. My studies and training have taught me the general tactics of the flanks in the centre, but I can hardly master everything. If the centre can't hold, the battle is over. Outflanking is tried and true. Don't want battlefield terrain. Don't want trickster. So it's one of these two. We're going to be a direct leader, I think. If we take the field, we really take the field. Sirka Knittling has been elected the new Grand Mayor of the Great Republic of Prussia. The Republic of Prussia. Which is ours? Yeah. So someone set up a merchant republic here. Oh, I like it. Trade zone. So we've got Prussia, the Republic of Prussia, and it is the only one we own. So there's Genoa, there's Amalfi, and Prussia. That's actually kind of hilarious. So we probably want to try and set one up in Britain. Maybe in Ireland. Ireland would be good. So maybe one like here and one over here. And maybe one down here. Maybe the Netherlands. Netherlands and Ireland. Netherlands and Ireland might be a better option. Unfortunately, we don't own any of the Netherlands, so it would have to be over here. We have quite a few duchies we could use for that. We could also set one up in Wales. Or Scotland. Lothian. Oh, there. Mead. Mead. Most of this seems to be owned by Viking. I mean, one thing that we probably should do at some point is go through my list of direct vassals, especially these chiefs. We shouldn't be directly vassal to a chief. Jarls, maybe, in certain places where we are the king, for example in France and in Ireland. Otherwise it should just be kings. We are very close to the vassal limit. We're not there yet, but it's just a lot easier to keep a couple of Jarls happy than 4 or 5 counts. Alright, so Rafa has done its job. We're going to jump back in the ships. In fact, the ships can come to us. Catholic heresy has appeared in the county of Amiens. Another reason that we want to get the conversions done as soon as possible. Alright, now we're losing a bunch of money, but I think that really is just down to the reinforcing. And we won the peasant revolt. No. Could have sworn it says here how much you're spending, but it doesn't. But it is going to be expensive, and that is going to take a while to rebuild maximum levels. Bjorn needs education. We will not teach you an intrigue. Diplomacy? Diplomacy you've got a very high score in and no negative traits, so we will train you in diplomacy. And we are of age. Am I still betrothed? I am. How old are you? 15. 8th of November, so we're still a couple of months. Right. If we do create Jarls in Ireland, they're going to be kind of pissed that we have not given them the Kingdom of Ireland. That's the only downside. They'll be like, wishes to become King of Ireland. But I don't think that's going to be a humongous problem. Oh yeah, we can also have a look at the toys. So we have the Weeping Statue, which is quality 2, national tax modifier, monthly prestige. The Saint's Fingerbone, we've got the Serpent Spear, which we are not currently equipped with. Let's actually have a look at what we're using. So one of the 4 books in our library is on tribal warfare, morale damage, morale defense, martial +1. No other books? Must be tribal to use that one, okay. So we could do with reading some more books. Is active because we're an adult? Oh, we could equip it, okay. Does it say what slot weapon? Are we using a weapon already? We are currently using the +2 axe. Martial +2, personal combat +5. Heavy mud blade is better personal combat but no martial skill. That's even better personal combat. And the Serpent Spear, +1 martial. The heavy foot, mounted troops, pikemen all become stronger. Is that when I'm commanding them, or is that just in our realm? Kind of like that idea. We're going to use the Serpent Spear. And also that +7 personal combat sounds pretty good. This was +5. This is actually one of the weaker ones. Although it does have the +2 martial, that's true. Then we are wearing armor? No, we're not actually wearing armor. So we can have the Warden, which is a +10 personal combat, +1 martial. Morale damage +10 monthly piety. Or the Splint Mail armor, which is +1 martial, +7 personal combat. Wait, quality 2. Quality 3, well this one's just better. That's that. Does it say anywhere what items we're actually using? And what slots we have open? So the Saint's Fingerbone's just around, although can't be used because we're not Christian. The image of Odessa must be Christian. Someone's been stealing a lot of stuff from the Christians, apparently. Tongue of the Unbeliever, original Image Man the Explorer. Finger of St. John, must be Christian. Estonian Skull. The Crown of Crows. Quality 3. Feudal Vassal Opinion, City and Tribal. And also a bit more prestige. The Sword of Heaven. The Tribals really like it. The Cities and Feudals less so. The Crown of Lilies, which is monthly prestige. That's quite a lot more prestige from the Crown of Crows. The Engraved Sword. Not very strong. And the Strange Chest, which we've not been able to open. We have no... No, we have the Crown. We have no scepters or anything, do we? Oh no, we have the Sword of Heroes. Which isn't actually the weapon we're using, that's the weapon. I guess the background colour is the different slots? No, that's probably quality. We need more books, is what I'm understanding from this. Which societies are available? Hermetic Society, Hell, and Wolf Warriors. We can't join the Hermetic Society because we do not have enough learning. But we do have astrology. Because I made sure we do. My liege, I am pleased to report the success of my mission to Boulogne. The majority of the population have been converted. Excellent. Excellent! So we're just going to keep on just converting Belgium. New Fulker has risen. So, with the Fulker, can we, like, request money from them? Request claim, Request an invasion, a divorce, and excommunication. Okay. Oh yeah, we never did find out who the King of Sweden is. Oh, there is no... Guess there is. Adra hate. So he probably hates our guts because we control Småland. Yeah. And he's not going to get that. No way. So we kind of want to take the Kingdom of Sweden off of him. Yeah, all the other vassals are like us minus 30, so we kind of need to fabricate lies and treachery about him. It's not going to be easy. How are the factions looking? Alright, factions are a lot smaller with the exception of the council power. Oh no, we've still got King Viking for Scandinavia, but it's only 25%. So our armies in relation to theirs have definitely grown. They've kind of lost their opportunity because I am now of age. The other thing that we could do is bribe these guys. Although being kings, they are going to be more expensive, although you are surprisingly cheap. So are you. A little bit more expensive, but still decent. Alright, so all of them like us. Let's bribe the Grand Mayor of Prussia, so he starts paying me his taxes. The Jarl of Finland. So all of these guys pay their taxes. Come on, people. And we actually have no vassals who are upset with us. So the factions just melt away at this point. Yeah, they are. I write to you with shocking news. Our Chiefess Ingjord of West London tried to have me assassinated. Expose her, clearly. Killing my spy master. Ooh, bloody hell. Ingbjorn the Spider. Crikey. Scary. And I need to have a new court chaplain. I do not have very good court chaplains. Right, this is an opportunity to find someone who is better. Like Freya. No, I'll bring you in. Hakon. Envious and lustful. Hakon's probably the right choice. Yeah. And now I need to be a little bit careful with money because I've already spent like 1,000. Castletown in Stockholm is done. Your wisdom and mercy are legendary. Excellent. So point councillor, court chaplain. Okay. And then I would like you to continue the legacy of converting the living daylights out of this area. Thank you so much. And you're all still trying to marry my... Oh, here we go. You want to marry her yourself? Oh, hell yeah. Accepted. So we now have a royal marriage with Saxony. And I too wish to get married. There it is. Collect 160 gold or a bunch of prestige. I'm going to take the gold. Gold is power in the way that I rule. Okay, awesome. So I'm married. And we're also married to Saxony. So I wonder if we can get an alliance with you. You're married to my mother. That's about as close an alliance as we can get. Apparently we can't do that. Alright. So be it. Well, the other thing we could do is start raiding, so we can get the Viking trait, and maybe even the Sea Ravager. We don't want to raid with these, so we're going to move you back a bit, and then we're going to raise my personal levies. And I am not doing this. The raiding is done in my name, which is good enough. And we'll also have these guys leading the way so that they can get a bit of experience. Jump in the ships. Oh, I see, they've set rally points. That's fine. We'll just pick up Solvi. In fact, what are the rally points? Sunderman Land. Yeah, that's fine. The other thing that we should do at some point is... Wait. Do we not own the whole of Upland? We don't. Well, that's silly. We need to take this off Chudmond. And then also build holdings in here to finish this off. And Orland, for that matter. In fact, why... What? Why do we not control all of this? Where's Revoke? Oh, I don't think I can revoke. No, you have your own liege. I need you to transfer the vassalage of Gastric Land to me. That's not transfer, that's... I can't do it. I think it's because I have troops raised. Group. Right, we want to split you. Split you. Split you. Split. I can't split you. Crikey, that's just one army. Okay. In that case, we're going to have those three. So Dan's going to be commanded by Dan. Let's put you in the center at least. We can split you. Oh no, that's 1,600. This one's the one I was trying to click on. You, auto balance, better. You, auto balance, better. So, with the commanders, I don't want you assigning them automatically. But I would like you to give them to the armies automatically. So, Dan, Refer, Firek. Dan, Refer, Firek. So, good order is not done. Firek was. Guam. And there we go, that's everyone. So, jump in the ships. Let's go raiding. Where do we want to go? Is a good question. Well, let's start over here and just work our way around, I guess. It's like good old days again. That's probably why we had so much money. In fact, we have fallen way behind in the buildings. So we want another castle town here. We want a castle town here. Castle town here. Borga, not building up. Gripsholm, we are building. It's already built. And Haruna is already maxed. So I'm going to keep Stockholm just because Stockholm is Stockholm and Stockholm's awesome. And I'll probably make that the primary title. Jarl Karl has initiated a massive recruitment drive. That's good. So how are we comparing to the factions right now? 23%. Okay, we have massively overcome the factions. Like, we've actually managed to secure power surprisingly quickly. We could become highly centralized, which will increase the amount of provinces I can have in my domain, but will reduce the number of vassals. We will go down to 21 of 21. We've already got a late feudal administration. We've abolished everything. We don't have any vassal obligations yet. We probably will start to tweak those. I think what we want to do is high centralization, so we can make our domain pretty big. Okay, and now I am going to need to give some of those earldoms away. So let's go to the vassals. Let's take a quick look at... Bloody hell, we haven't even have... Let me just double check what these are. But if I have any barons which are not in my counties... That's probably in the same place. Uvilia. Yeah, see this one. Not actually one of my territories. So we need to transfer vassalage. Vilia, send. Actually, barons don't count towards that maximum. Uppsala is ours, I think. Yeah. Sigtuna, I'm pretty sure, is ours. Nyköping is ours. And Telg is ours. Okay, so all the baronies at least are correct. So this Chief of Devon. Earldom of Moray, Kingdom of Wales. Is there a Kingdom of Cornwall? Yes, there's a Duchy of Cornwall. So what I think we want to do is create Duchy of Cornwall. Which we are going to do. It's going to cost me a bit of money. And we need to give it to this kid. Grant landed title. The Earldom of Cornwall. Lower titles. Boom. And now you are no longer... Oh no, you are still a direct vassal. You're still a Moray. That didn't really fix anything. Really needs to be counties in the same area. Chief of Sainthood. See, that's probably... the Earldom of Finland, which is Flood. So yeah, you should actually belong to him. So transfer vassalage. Secunda. Send. And that way we just need to consolidate, like, legit holdings, because that way they'll also be really happy, because they own all the territory they expect to own. If you hold territory that they are meant to own de jure, then they get really upset. And that's where the factions and problems start to arise. It also means that we're controlling less direct vassals, which also means we're controlling a far smaller pool of people, because if you are a ruler, then you have a duke. Any counts that are vassals of the duke cannot rebel against you. They can only rebel against their immediate liege. So basically, it's a layer of insulation. If you have kings, then any dukes under those separate kings cannot rebel against you. They can only rebel if that king rebels. And it's much easier keeping one king happier, usually, than it is to keep, like, 10 dukes happy. You see what I mean? Because you can usually just bribe their asses. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying this. If you are, be sure to hit that follow button so you get notifications when I'm live in the future. If you've really enjoyed this, then do consider subscribing. Helps the channel out and lets me do more of this kind of content. If you haven't already, then do check out the Succession game playlist from the other players. And I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.